Hello and welcome to CS112's Lesson 16.4 Export Application Files. This is a part of the University of Idaho's CS112 dual credit course. Alright, so today we're going to, again, it's kind of a short one, it's kind of like 16.3. And what we're going to do now is we're going to actually make this so that it's actually a little more interesting and kind of cool. And you can kind of see how processing can be used more in the real world versus kind of the programming that we've done for this class. So the reality of everything is that programs are usually written for a purpose, not just learning how to program. So typically what we do is we actually make these programs so that they actually do something and that like someone can use them in the real world. So what we're going to do is we're going to convert our clock program into an executable file. That's what that .exe means. It means executable. And what that means is it can also be run on different types of computers. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through the steps to convert the file. If you are using open processing, I haven't played with that quite yet to see if you can export as a program. So I'll go in and I'll definitely double check that. And I'll try to make sure that I send that out to any instructors or anything like that might use this. But definitely feel free to ask your instructor if open processing does do this purpose. So, the first thing that we're going to do to convert is we're going to save our program as my clock. So let's go ahead and I am going to, you get to see kind of everything today because you need to be able to see all of it. So right now I have it set as chapter 16. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to say file, and I'm going to save as, and I'm going to change this to my clock. I'm going to click save, and everything should be fine. It'll change over, it'll be all happy and stuff like that. So then the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go back to file and we're going to export the application. And what we want to do is we want to select the export options for your computer. If you're using a Windows device, then you're going to select Windows. If you're using a Linux, you can use Linux. I don't know if this one will work on Mac. Let's see here. So export. So this one won't actually go with Mac OS. So this only works on Windows or Linux. Whenever, and you can kind of select all of these different things kind of as you want. Um, we probably don't need it full screen. It'd be kind of weird. Um, and so once you have everything selected, so I'm going to turn off presentation mode. I'm going to click export. And you'll see that it says in the kind of the gray box exporting application. We're just gonna wait. All right. It says now, okay, now we're done exporting. And right here, you kind of look at it and you go, well, it's no different. It looks exactly the same, except there's a couple of things in there. But the reality of this is that these can actually be sent to anybody that has like a Windows device, and they double click it, and it's going to run. And I'll show you that kind of here in a second. So there should be a couple of them. You can go and check stuff out. And what you can do is you can actually set this so that it runs when you start up your computer, which is kind of cool. So just to kind of show you that this does work, I'm going to close processing, and you're going to be able to see that there is kind of nothing going on processing-wise. I got my PowerPoint, IQ, OBS, whatever. And if I double-click this, my program pops up. And you'll notice there is that kind of weird like half second where before it gets to like no stroke type stuff where it's like where it's all black and stuff on the outside. Um, but the reality of it is this can work on any Windows based computer now. And I have both a 64-bit and a 32-bit version. So pretty cool. You could definitely have this kind of follow you around everywhere that you go. You use it to be like, oh yeah, this is some of the programming that I did. So kind of a fun little thing, as well as it's a good way to start learning your analog clock times. So your assignment for today is first to do that if you are using the true processing software. Like I said, I'll go and double check on open processing and see if there's an option such as this. Check with your instructor or they should provide some instruction on how to deal with like not being able to if this isn't able to happen. So anyway, your assignment is to take a screenshot of your program running on the home page of your computer. And when we say home page, we mean the desktop. Had that question a few times. What do you mean by home page? Well, I mean the desktop. So put your desktop in here. Or put it on your desktop, take a picture of your desktop, and that'll be sufficient for what we're trying to get accomplished today. Then, in 1 or 2 paragraphs, answer the following questions. Did you have any difficulties with converting and running your program? How did you overcome those? What sources did you use for assistance? Submit that screenshot and the written assignment as assignment 16.4 to your instructor, however they've kind of said that you should. So, hopefully this has been a good time. Oops, I guess there is one more thing. For those of you taking this for at least my class, the kind of next part to this is we do have a final exam coming up. So definitely review functions and comments. Go and review NetLogo and processing. These are all the chapters or units that we did in the class. So go and check those and make sure that everything, you kind of understand everything. If you're not taking this for like a credit or anything like that, you obviously don't need to do this part. But for the rest of you, or for everyone else, happy coding.